Hey everyone, it's just Evan here from LazyGiants.com. We're going to be talking about some Rasslin on our Rasslin podcast. I like to call it the Rasslin Report. So if you like what you're about to hear, head on over to LazyGiants.com and subscribe.
Boom, chicka, boom, boom, boom. You're listening to another Lazy Giants podcast. This is our WrestleCast. WrestleCast?
I was thinking of Rasslin Report.
This is the Rasslin Report.
Rasslin.
I'm John.
And I'm Evan. And we like wrestling. We like sweaty men in spandex tights.
Professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I think we need to call it. I think we have to be sure to call it wrestling whenever we talk about it.
Yeah, I think it should be wrestling. The wrestling. I mean, we've been watching wrestling
For way too long.
for way too long. It's probably the sport when I say that with the little things in the air.
Quotations.
Yeah,
Those are called quotations.
those are quotations. Yeah, I use that word lightly, but it is on SportsCenter and Sportsnet or whatever the fuck it is here in Canada, and they do treat it like a real sport.
Which is like the main problem with professional wrestling, right? Or McMahon's professional wrestling, right?
Yeah, so I guess in this podcast, we follow wrestling. I mean, we've recently just gotten back into it quite hardcore since WrestleMania 31, 32.
31.
Yeah.
I have well, let's just quickly sum up our history with wrestling. My history of wrestling was, I grew up with an older brother, 4 years older, who loved professional wrestling. So I got all his stuff when he was done with it. So I like when I was like 2 or 3, I remember having a Macho Man headband and
Oh, yeah.
like that's just like I don't actually remember a time when professional wrestling wasn't a part of my life. So
It's always been there,
Yeah.
no matter what.
yeah, because my brother, he'd always be going to like local wrestling events and stuff like that. So and I just kind of picked up on that stuff. So. I don't ever remember a time. There was a while there, in the late 2000s, well, like 2000, I don't even know what I'd say, like,
When you start watching it again?
when I got out of it.
Oh, God, yeah, like
2009, 2008, 2009.
2008, 2009, yeah.
Kind of, dropped it. I would check in now, man. Like, if it came on, I would just maybe put it on, but I wasn't invested in it. And to me, that was a bad time.
It was. Although I remember you were living in Prince Edward Island, and I came over, and I was staying there for a few days. You're like, man, you were kind of embarrassed to be like, man, yeah, I've been watching a little bit of WWE. And I was like, fuck, man, so have I. Like, this fucking White family, man, they're nuts. We'll be talking about probably mostly about WWE. Probably because it's always in your face. Like, no matter where you look. WWE's in your face.
Yeah, I mean, I started watching some Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground is the greatest thing.
TNA, who cares?
That's not even a real thing. Yeah. NXT is really good.
I'm not big on Ring of Honor personally, but I know there are a lot of Ring of Honor fans, so I'll keep up on some of that just so we have something to talk about, so we can at least mention it now and then.
Oh yeah, by the way, Ring of Honor is a promotion. Anyway, so
I think you probably had a similar past to me with wrestling, where I think.
Like once I moved next door to you, it was just we had all the wrestling figures.
Yeah, we actually used to wrestle each other and beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, it was a little gay, but
Yeah. We were the kids building a cheap ass ring in the backyard
and throwing ladders at each other.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we're still alive.
Yeah. So we were those people. We kind of got back into it, like I said, around WrestleMania this year, but a little before that. I'd just say last winter is when I kind of.
I think it was Royal Rumble for me when Roman Reigns won. And so here we are. I watch Raw every week, and I'm guilty of watching SmackDown every week.
I don't watch it. See, that's the thing. I don't watch SmackDown, and I watch Raw when I can, and sometimes I just check out of Raw.
I'm sucker. See, I have the network, so like my folks are always watching wrestling. So like every Monday night we all get together and we watch wrestling. It's a little weird, but it's okay because I mean it's fun. It really the idea of wrestling is the dumbest thing in the world. You think about it, like it's stupid, like it's dumb, but it's awesome at the same time.
I've always just described it as it's like a more physical soap opera.
It definitely is. It's on every week. It never takes season breaks.
The storylines are just as ridiculous,
especially now. Yeah, they have that love triangle between like Rusev and.
Characters, are dying, coming back to life,
which is awesome.
Like one of my stand-up moments. People forget Undertaker died in 1994 Royal Rumble, and he came back to life.
Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
That's awesome. I love when that shit happens, and it seems to kind of be going that way again as of late, especially with the whole Kane aspect, the whole corporate Kane.
I guess we can.
Let's just dive right into it. Spoiler alert! If you
past 2 weeks on Raw, Kane. Well, it started at Night of Champions.
Night of Champions.
At Night of Champions, the Demon Kane returned and chokeslammed Rollins, who is the champion, and chokeslammed Sheamus, who is Mr. Money in the Bank.
He really just chokeslammed Sheamus because. He was there.
Because no one gives a fuck about
Sheamus.
So the following, I guess it's been 2 Raws since Night of Champions. And we get the whole storyline where Corporate Kane is back, but he's doofy. He can't remember.
He's a fucking cartoon character.
He can't remember being the Demon Kane. But when something bad happens to him, or he's provoked, he turns into the Demon King.
Which is kind of cool. I'm sorry. I'm like, this is badass as fuck. You're describing this and I'm getting cold chills.
Here's my issue with this. I agree with you that is pretty cool on a stupidity level. But my issue with Kane right now is that he's in the title run.
Yeah, that's pretty lame.
Rollins has had the worst title run ever of any champion.
Except Daniel Bryan, who can never defend it. But
but that's for a different reason.
Rollins has one of the worst title runs I can ever remember.
They completely took a giant shit on Rollins as champion. And now they're putting him in a shitty storyline with a guy who he's so much better. Like, I have no issue with Kane, but Kane's too old to be running for the title right now.
Absolutely. Like, I get that aspect, like, from a standing back and going, okay, this is the title match, and the title's still a prestigious thing. It's pretty stupid that Kane is still, Kane is in this run, it seems. If you took the Kane is going for the title out, it would be really cool. And just be like a feud. I love feuds. Like Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt is one of the fucking coolest feuds in a long time. But, here's Kane. He obviously has reasons not to like Rollins.
Yes.
But why? So taking his belt away from him is the ultimate insult?
Yeah, to me, it just seems ridiculous that the Demon Kane even cares about the world title.
Yeah.
And this week on Raw, he beat the crowd of Rollins and then raised the title.
Yeah. Just like harka, I'm going to take this from you.
Doesn't make any sense.
It was badass when he came from the back of the...
Yeah, last week's Raw was really good because it ended with Rollins being dragged to hell.
Which was fucking sweet. That is so old school. And then he comes out the next week, he's like, Kane tried to drag me to hell. He came up from underneath the ring, he tried to drag me to hell. Like... And you know what? He goes out there and he delivers it so well.
Oh man, Rollins is not only is Rollins the best wrestler they have right now, he's the best guy on the mic right now.
He's so good. I don't know. I love when he fucking does his shit. But they did kill his title reign, and they're just shitting on it even more with 60-year-old fucking Kane.
Do you think Kane will beat Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell, which is pretty much guaranteed to be the match?
No.
Exactly. No one sees that coming. So it's not going to happen because WWE is not that crazy. What are they going to do? Give Kane the belt. And then, Who's Kane fighting then? What's Kane do with the belt?
Well, Triple H. Triple H will have to get it from him again. Because, like, Demon Kane isn't part of the roster. He's just allowed to roam the fucking building. You know, so I don't fucking know.
To me, it's cool. The Demon Kane is cool. It's just not being used cool.
No. But it's cool.
Alright, what else happened on this week's Raw?
That Roman Reigns fucking Bray
Oh,
Wyatt
right,
match.
yeah, that ended with the main event being Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt.
When they first announced that, I was like, here we go, Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt.
These guys have been fighting a while.
But it's a cool feud. Like, as of late, it's been a cool feud.
Well, it's cool because they made the Wyatt family really cool with what's his face?
Braun Strowman.
No, Braun Strowman, but who's the other guy? Why am I blanking on his name?
Luke Harper?
Luke Harper. You know, he kind of came back and during this rivalry, and now they have Braun Strowman. So it's kind of cool that they're at this level, and they kind of brought back the Shield. So it's a good rivalry.
It is good, and part of the Shield can't beat the Wyatt family. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And like this last match was supposed to be the singles match, like Roman Reigns Wyatt. This is the end. That's it. But that's not how it ended. The match was a double count out, and fucking Bray Wyatt chucked another dude at Roman Reigns. And it was brutal. Like, they were throwing each other through things, and Roman Reigns, he did that crazy spear to Wyatt on the table. Like,
it was definitely the best I've seen Roman in a long time.
Yeah, like, you were like, man, this is intense. But still, the audience are chanting Wyatt.
Yeah, I would say it's the best I've seen Roman since he fought Brock at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Roman's been really boring lately. Like, that match between him and Lesnar was really, like, cemented Roman as, like, wow, he can actually do things.
I almost kind of wish that they continue this rivalry as, like, a tag. Like, I like the idea of the Shield, every pay-per-view, getting a new special guest.
Yeah, I do too.
To come down to help fight.
I do. I like how they're kind of hinting at Randy Orton.
Yeah, no one cares. Honestly, no one cares about Randy Orton.
But the funny thing is like, Dean Ambrose, he's talking in the locker room to himself or Roman Reigns or whoever, and then Randy Orton comes walking in, and Dean's like, the last time we had a special guy on our team, it walked out. And the best thing is that Randy Orton, in his Titantron movie, the first thing that pops up is him RKOing the shit out of Dean Ambrose. So it's it's like Randy Orton is going to save him. And so, I don't know. I do like the idea of having a special guest.
Yeah, I think this rivalry is going to end at Hell in a Cell, though. I think they're going to finish up that storyline, whatever that is.
I really wanted them to finish up this Brock Lesnar Undertaker thing.
Yeah.
Here's Brock Lesnar. Here's a man that you fucking begged. You got down on your hands and knees and you licked his feet so he would stay. And you're not doing anything with him. Brock Lesnar hasn't had a match since... I don't even remember. When's the last time Brock Lesnar had a match?
I know we disagree on this, but I actually think that's smart, personally.
What I mean, like a fair match, like like him wrestling like once a year, that's fine.
I thought you just meant like
I've come to terms with that, but like him, like he's like, oh, he's at WrestleMania, oh, he got screwed over.
Well, that's because that was a creative mistake. They built Lesnar up to be the unbeatable beast.
Yeah.
So now
we need a fucking senior citizen who gets a goddamn discount at a pharmacy every Tuesday. He stays blow for blow against Lesnar. It's ridiculous. Like you see Undertaker, that man, I respect the shit out of that man, but he is not fucking fit to be in a fucking cell. I'm sorry.
See, they backed themselves into that corner where they're like, well, who's gonna beat Lesnar? People seem to like Undertaker.
Braun Strowman.
I don't know.
Well,
Undertaker's popular.
That was cool at Battleground. Battleground was a pretty meh event, but that was pretty neat that Undertaker showed up.
But that like you just said, like, other than that, who does Lesnar fight other than Taker?
Braun Strowman.
That would be a good fight.
Yeah. Big Show. Big Show.
Yeah, the upcoming Madison Square.
Yeah, the MGS fucking or MSG.
And does anyone fucking care about Big Show Brock Lesnar? Because they shouldn't if they do.
I do, for two reasons. Because I really like watching new wrestling, and this is new wrestling. It's just like
No, but I mean honestly, like you are right that Braun Strowman is the best competitor for Lesnar, but they're not going to do that right now.
no, they need to build him up.
Yeah, I mean if Strowman loses, then no one cares about Strowman ever again. If Lesnar loses, then Lesnar's not the toughest guy in WWE. So they're kind of like, eh.
Well, the thing right now
Right
is
now.
that like Strowman hasn't been knocked down yet. And
Yeah.
So if they keep that, maybe before Brock Lesnar is a fucking senior citizen, they could have that match. But
Yeah, that's a future match. But right now, with what they've done to Lesnar, they can't have that match right now.
yeah, like Brock Lesnar, like he's fun to watch.
So yeah, like that's the thing about Lesnar. Like it always feels like they're fucking building an entire month
Brock Lesnar
on the WWE.
And he
network.
only wrestles twice.
Yeah, around Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, like on the network we get the Stone Cold podcast. But this whole Go to Hell tour, it's like Brock Lesnar at MSG, Brock Lesnar on a podcast, Brock Lesnar at Hell in the Cell. It's like,
but it's because Brock Lesnar sells tickets. It's the same thing UFC. Lesnar was their biggest draw, and like people like watching Brock Lesnar fight. So
and it is entertaining, but like they put him against a man that should be in a fucking wheelchair.
yeah, I mean this is a rivalry that it shouldn't happen because basically they're just taking shit on that whole WrestleMania where
Brock Lesnar won,
Yeah,
which is so dumb.
I mean they made a mistake there, and now they're just trying to make up for that mistake.
They're like, oh, sorry guys.
But yeah, let's talk about it. There's some matches that have not been confirmed, but are pretty much confirmed. These are the rumored matches.
Which usually are the matches.
Yeah, and these are coming from a lot of inside sites.
This is for Hell in the Cell?
For Hell in a Cell. Not all the matches have been, are there yet, but these are the matches that were pretty much guaranteed. And looking at the list, I kind of agree with it. Although it hasn't been announced, I think it's safe to say Seth Rollins is fighting Kane.
Yeah, that's
for
easy.
the title. Probably inside of Hell in a Cell.
You think they'll have more than one cell match? I haven't seen a Hell in a Cell in fucking ages.
Here's the thing. The very first Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels Undertaker, Kane came down. Kane is kind of tied to Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
Same as Taker and Kane are both tied to Hell in a Cell. So, yeah, I could see that being a Hell in a Cell match.
Yep, that's right.
Plus, it would be a cool thing because Rollins would be able to run. He'd be trapped in the ring with the Demon.
The Demon. Fire and brimstone.
This match, I'm kind of raising an eyebrow at.
You're doing a little bit of people's eyebrow?
Maybe. You smell the raw cooking. Dudley Boys versus New Day, which, yeah, that's going to happen. But a tables match.
Oh, yes.
Do we think we're going to see a tables match?
Yes, they've been hyping. Here's the Dudley Boys. All right, they made careers off tables, right? I mean, they've been in some of the craziest matches WWE's ever put on, and we haven't seen them use a table very often. I think they did it once.
Yeah, but that's because WWE's PG now. They don't do
Their pay-per-view is called Hell in a Cell.
This is Attitude Era shit.
And it's going to happen. I think tables match, yeah.
You know what would be more? I guess the Dudleys probably can't.
Because there's no disqualification.
I would rather see a TLC match.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
The New Day and a TLC match would be really good.
That would be really cool. But I'm down, they're not going to get crazy anymore. Because, I mean, Jesus, the Dudleys, how old are they? Fuck.
We saw what happened with Sting.
Yeah.
This is another match that I would say is basically confirmed. It's the rematch, Kevin Owens, Ryback.
Yep.
Ryback is due for a rematch, so...
Ryback is an idiot. He's a fucking moron. That guy sucks at wrestling. I'm sorry.
Well, regardless, he's guaranteed his rematch.
That fucking rematch clause.
This is the one, Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton. What's it? This one throws me off. It says Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton versus Braun Strowman and Luke Harper.
That really throws me off.
Does anyone care? If Roman and Bray aren't involved, does anyone care?
Why Dean Ambrose and fucking Randy Orton? They don't like each other. I don't think that's one.
Yeah.
I think that's somebody pulled that out of their ass.
Maybe. That would be I guess if that's the case, then it leaves Roman to to face Bray.
At a Hell in a Cell. That'd be kind of cool.
So, who knows? Another match I think is pretty much guaranteed. Divas Championship rematch. Nikki Bella. Wait, well they're saying triple threat. They're saying Charlotte versus Nikki versus Paige.
Yeah, that would be fucking sweet. I'll be down for that.
Hell in a Cell. Put them in a cell.
Yeah, give them tables, ladders, and barbed wire.
Well, I mean, Nikki is due for a rematch, so
I think Nikki's about to retire. I think she's on her way out.
yeah.
I think she's on her way out.
I know Brie wants to leave.
Yeah. So I mean, what's Nikki without Brie? What's Brie without Nikki? Like, I think they're on their way out, the Bellas. Thank God.
And the kickoff show they're saying is sounds like a pretty good one actually. Stardust versus Neville versus King Barrett.
That'd be pretty good.
So
yeah, Stardust and Neville are good wrestlers. King Barrett, he's just lame. Like he came back there and he did the Royal Hammer Bull or whatever the fuck it's called, Pig Hammer, and he picks up the microphone. He's like, "Give me a bloody microphone," and then he goes, "The King is back," and like the fucking audience were dead.
yeah,
I felt really bad for him. I was like, "Oh, sorry, dude. Nobody cares."
yeah. There's three guys that I'm not saying they're bad wrestlers, but they're just not doing anything for the fans right now.
All the people love Neville. People love he gets pop every time he comes out. Yeah, people love him.
It's a high flyer. I mean, people love high flyers. That's why they need to bring back the cruiserweight.
The cruiserweight belt. Yeah, they need to bring back Eddie Guerrero. That's
Oh God, too soon.
too soon.
Anyway, none of those matches have been confirmed, but I think a lot of those matches we can pretty much say are confirmed. The only one that's actually been confirmed is the Brock Lesnar Taker match, which is kind of weird considering that event's coming up and there are no matches on the card.
They don't know what they're doing. They're like, well, fuck.
Yeah, well, that's WWE creative for you.
They're like, we have Kevin Owens and Divas Revolution, so.
If I hear Divas Revolution
Yeah.
one more time. Actually, you know what? We should talk. Let's talk about NXT here for a second.
NXT
TakeOver. Main events.
has one of the craziest cards.
Iron Man match or an Iron Woman match, whatever you want to call it.
30-minute Iron
30
Woman
minutes.
match.
The best person on the WWE roster right now, Sasha Banks versus Bayley. A rematch for the title.
Which we know how this is going to go.
And we know the outcome of this match. We know Bayley's going to win it. But the last match these two put on is match of the year so far for me.
And there's been some good
And
matches.
think back all the way to the Royal Rumble.
There's been those Owens Cena matches were really
Yeah,
good.
there was a John Cena Rollins Lesnar match, which was a great triple threat.
Yeah.
There was matches at WrestleMania that could have been,
But you have NXT throwing the better matches at you.
I think when it just comes to technique, wrestling wise, and telling a story with wrestling, that was the best match.
And I think it's because Triple H has a lot of control over NXT.
That's
He's
his
always,
baby.
that's where like Seth Rollins and the Shield came from, is that fucking NXT shit.
Yeah.
And you watch NXT, it's an hour long on the network, and it's awesome every time. I'm like, this is sweet. Like they put ridiculous storylines in there, and like even their tag team division, they're really doing that tag team thing. Both products, and like there was these guys called the Flawed Villains, and they're like old school wrestlers that have crazy mustache and stuff, and they're really pale, and they were kind of a joke, and they're like they come down and make you laugh, but then like somebody realized, oh shit, these dudes can wrestle, and they wrestle as a tag team, and they just end up winning the belt from and it's like, wow, okay, the people that have talent actually make it somewhere in NXT. It's great.
But WWE's, they're always talking about every Monday night, oh man, the women wrestlers, look at what they do now, and it's a joke because NXT has the main event match
Is a
is
divas match. No, it's women. There's no divas.
yeah. They actually have a real belt. They treat their superstars like they're real performers, not just like Barbie dolls.
Oh man, that fucking divas title is awful looking.
So,
It's a butterfly, for fuck's sakes.
At this point, I know, I'm sure it's good on their paycheck, but I feel bad for any woman who gets drafted up to the main roster.
Oh, they'll get covered. They'll just get, because the first mistake was having teams.
Yeah.
So you would have all these stupid tag matches for what?
You get 3 minutes of time to try to tell a story. So,
Just
good luck.
Like there was one week on Raw, Nikki Bella comes down, she's like, we're gonna have number 1 contenders matches, and I just threw my hands up in the air. I was like, finally, there's gonna be some structure. And then she said time trials, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
like time trials.
The longest match was like 3 minutes.
Fuck man.
Or less than.
It was. I think it was less than 3 minutes. It's stupid, and like you had to beat the time. And what that does, it's basically WWE creative going, listen, we need to fit Burger King promos in here, so you girls have 7 minutes, all of you.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
And the whole team thing, they're just trying to get as many of them on camera as possible.
At once, and I think the team thing is starting to fracture.
Well, yeah, Paige.
Since Paige did the pipe bomb. I like to call her CM Paige. Every time.
My favorite part of that was when she was talking to Nikki Bella, and she's like, "Oh, you know why she's at where she is."
Yeah, it was totally like fucking CM Punk. It was great.
Just it didn't have the delivery that Punk did.
No, because Punk was an actual fucking thing. Like he was pissed off.
Yeah.
But it was neat to see them write that reality, and I use that term loosely, into it. It was cool. And she even walked out. She's like, I don't care, this is my house. And she just walked out. It was awesome. Like,
so this is why WWE is very confusing, because you have the reality of that mixed with the reality of Demon King. So what the fuck are they trying to do?
You do realize that, like, you know, multiple personality syndrome thingies are real. Like the smoke and how he grows his hair.
And dragging people to hell. All real.
Just like you didn't see the free show there. I think it was the other week, and Corey Graves or somebody was like photoshopped a picture of Seth Rollins at the Pope's gathering in America. Yeah, and he's just like, oh my god. He's like, I was at the Pope, and the Pope said, I'm not going to hell, I'm going to heaven. He said that. He said I was going to heaven. It's like,
I always love when WWE does that. Whatever's popular at the time,
yeah,
they try to infuse it into
and it's great.
Characters.
It just never works,
yeah.
And it's great. I love watching it. Like, I think something maybe we should talk about is, you know, it was Night of Champions. You know, it's a little older, but Sting. You know.
Yeah. There's been some articles I read on Sting. He got hurt midway through that match. Had to, cut the match short. The guy's 56 years old. He's an old wrestler. 3 matches has he had in WWE? I think 3.
2, 3.
I think this was his 3rd match.
Oh yeah, there was that match with Big Show that turned into a tag match with John Cena.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, from what I've read on it, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's looking like his career might be cut short in WWE.
You know what's the weirdest thing though is that he obviously got fucked up.
Oh yeah, I mean that match was obviously supposed to go on longer than it did.
He got really fucked up, and like that point where Rollins buckle bombed him, it wasn't right, and like I felt bad. I mean, you were there. I was like, oh shit, he's hurt.
Yeah, the guy's tough as nails. Like he was ready to continue that match.
Yeah, like he just like he. But the scariest thing was that he fucking put Rollins in the sharpshooter or the stinger, whatever the fuck it's called, and then Rollins reverses it, and then Sting does it again. So something tells me that it wasn't supposed to end with Rollins winning, or he was really confused.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone thought that Sting was going to walk away with the title that night, but
it was just weird that he went and did the same thing.
That pay-per-view did end about 15 minutes earlier than it was supposed to.
And I felt terrible. I was like, man, we just seen somebody. Like that they did that. He wrestled for what, fucking 30 years? 30, 40
And it
years.
was like, he did it was a good match for Sting. It's the best I've seen him probably since like his early days.
Yeah, like he was on the top and he jumped off, and I don't know, it just sucks to see that, somebody that puts their life on the line, it just ends so abruptly. Like, I don't know. I don't think people see it like that. They're like, oh, he's okay. He's a superhero. No. These people are human, and he's probably never going to wrestle again. So,
yeah. Well, he's a tough guy. Who knows? Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he won't be. Don't really know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gonna end this on a downer, Jesus.
No, there has to be something. Lucha Underground season 2.
Lucha.
That's pretty cool. That's the best thing to happen to wrestling since sliced bread.
Lucha Underground is really. This one's running a bit long, so we're not going to get into it. But we are going to talk about Lucha Underground. It's really fucking cool. Go check it out.
It's on YouTube. I don't know if it's supposed to be there, but
Yeah, you get every episode on YouTube.
Just go fucking watch it and be blown away.
I don't know if they're doing reruns on the El Rey network or not.
El Rey, man.
Maybe they are. I don't know. Probably not, though.
Just watch it. If you like wrestling, if you like ridiculousness, you're going to love Lucha Underground. It's
the ridiculousness of wrestling taken to the max.
Oh, buddy.
And on top of that, like the wrestling itself is actually really, really good.
Cinematic. It's really cinematic.
Yeah, like Johnny Mondo and Prince Puma are kind of like the stars there.
Johnny Mondo, who is John Morrison he's been in WWE.
Yeah, Prince Puma, he's the guy. He really impressed me. Even if Lucha, the future of Lucha Underground is kind of questionable. It did get signed for a season 2, thank God. But who knows how it will do after that. Prince Puma deserves to be famous and deserves
to be everywhere.
Yeah, if Lucha's not going to last, WWE or somebody, Ring of Honor, somebody needs to pick that guy up because he's really, really good.
Yeah, we'll end it there.
Yeah, well, I think that's long enough for the first episode
of Rasslin Report, where we talk wrestling.
But yeah, check back next week. And we'll do another one of these, and hopefully you like it. So, see ya.
Okay, bye.